Hey everyone, we're here on Toulan, and I thought today we would just run a couple of the CUHOFs. Figure we'll do the 1, and then we'll do the 2. This is going to take one Nawa energy cell from us to go ahead and enter. And in the 1, there's like 42 Quaffaz and 11 Tabtabs, I think is the total. I always forget. In any event, there's not very many mobs. So it's pretty quick to run through this. It's all going to be these Quaffazes and these Tabtabs. So it's going to be these guys, and there'll be 11 of those. I remember that for sure. And then, let's find... Ah, there they are. And I believe it's 41 of those, or 42. And it doesn't matter whether you keep the team up or disband once you come inside. You won't be able to loot the bodies if you don't disband and you're a solo team, but you'll still be able to loot the boxes at the end. And that's where all the treasure is, so... Oh, we should probably pull up the codexes. Since that's only going to be those two mobs. Through the whole thing. And we're close to capping that out and entering onto the repeatable is what comes after 25 is my understanding. I haven't ever got there, so... And these guys are pretty easy. Especially with the Pixie Army, you see they only do like 3-ish damage. And we're hoping to get a few strength boosts or a few skill ups in some hit point melee skills here. Is why we're going through with this LB10. Plus, we crafted a bunch, and so we've been kind of burning them out before we do another run to generate blueprints to see what we want to work on and what we want to just get rid of. Let's see how much this gives us. Almost a whole percent. So we won't get it this time, but we'll be in the high 80% by the time this is done, I think, or at least the mid 85-ish. And we're getting a 0.5% on the Quaffaz challenge. So that'll boost it up about 20% throughout this whole adventure-ish. The only real downside to all the treasure being in the end is you don't get to kind of see how you're doing as you go. You're kind of just all in, and then you kind of see what you got at the end. And these guys have pretty low aggro range, obviously. All right, last 2 kills for this room. And these have more hit points than their counterparts out in normal Toulan. And so these aren't a bad choice if you're trying to maybe get some Merciful tokens and work on a specific codex. You can kind of zone in on it here on one of the CUHOFs. Like the beginner one is all Tabtabs. This one is mostly these Quaffases. The second one is heavy on the Mockhots. Um, the third, I believe, is heavy on the Quaffashes. And then the fourth has Mockhots again, and a slew of things, actually. There's like 3 different mobs in the fourth one, if I remember right. Oop, wrong button. I wasn't trying to zoom into the first person perspective. And so you definitely want some armor to do these. The CUHOF caves. And by about the third one, you're going to want some pretty decent armor. Like we can get by on the first couple, I think, with the pixie armor we got here And I think in all but one slot, I'm rocking 2A plates right now. I'm literally just trying to get that last officer plate to put on the mayhem armor we have in reserve for hard mobs, and move that last 2A plate over onto the pixie armor. The low aggro radius does make it easy to be a melee person in this first cave, though. And there's kind of a slew of reasons to actually do the CUHOFs. The first is obviously you can get some Mercil tokens if you're saving up for one of those land deeds or like an apartment or whatnot. Second, they implemented some armor drops into the caves, it seems. And we've got one drop so far, and I believe it was a helmet. And you can get some weapon drops, limited weapon drops and whatnot, that sort of thing. I don't actually know everything that, like the full list on these caves, but I've got some limited weapons. I got that new armor that they put in that was it's the same as like the Baraka is still Baraka, but instead of limited, it's unlimited, and then they put in that quest so you can upgrade it if you want, which obviously we haven't done yet. It takes a whole bunch of stuff that I would have to track down and whatnot. But it's not horrible armor. Especially because it's not as involved to get as a bunch of the other armors are on the other planets. Subsequently, it's not top tier armor, but it's good mid tier armor that you can plate your way into a wide variety of mobs using, I would suspect. Oh, that was only a 0.5% on the Tab codex. So yeah, mid 80s max, I would suspect. There's not very many of those left in the caves, I don't think. Pretty sure it was only 11 to begin with. I looked that first one aggroed on us. But it's being nice and not attacking yet. Oh, there's that strength I was hoping we would get too. And we just want the boost in strength to kind of boost up our carry capacity a little bit. We tend to pack rat a little, and so having a higher carry capacity will never kind of hurt us. And maybe one day we'll do that quest for that piece of equipment that boosts your carry capacity. But it's not high on the radar, we'll say. And so if I'm right about the number, there's only one more left of those tabs. So I think we started at 44, which is why I think it's 11. It looks like it was multiples of 11, and so in fact that means that will have been our last tab there actually. We'll find out soon enough. I think this next room is the last room. Yep, it's 41. So it'll be these four plus the boss that's about to spawn after we kill these guys. Alright, this one and a boss. Alright, short wait for the boss to spawn. Well, he definitely has more hit points. Oh, and hits harder. Alright, here's our 3 loot boxes. Let's see what we get. Some tokens and some common loot. Same. A little bit of hide on that to go with our little bit of tokens. Not horrible. 118 tokens. Alright, now we're going to do the 2. Which has some mock huts, I believe. Oh, cool. We got one more sword after this one. This one's finally about to break, it looks like. Alright, time to put down some mock huts. Oh, we're doing pretty good on their codex, too. And so I always kind of wonder, since mock huts are in this particular CUHOF, if there's a chance that you can draw a generic fuse. I think that's what these guys drop that goes into the warp drives. Oh, we're getting swarmed a little bit. So let's put that on the new blade. And once we drop lower in life, I'll throw the amp on. That gives us life steal to boost us back up if we need to. Alright, this will be the last one for this room. I'll be honest, I'm feeling a little lazy on this one. So we're just going to niche back. And I'm just going to F next target for a second and churn through. I think it's really interact. But with the gun out, that means shoot. These guys are really slow, so they take a while to get to you anyway, which is like kind of ideal for a rifle person. They'll take very few hits because the mob gets very few attacks. What are we getting for that? Some aim? Nope, some dexterity. 40 pack worth too, so not a small amount. It's not like 2-3 pack like some of the other dailies. Probably like 5 more. These 3, and I bet there's a couple a little further down. Yeah, now they're not even reaching me. Alright, so there's still a few more to go. Alright, only a couple more for this room then. And they'll be on down and into the next room, where there will be shockingly likely some more mock huts for us to slay. Well, it doesn't look too crazily packed. But we're going to continue with the I hope you don't actually get to me rifle policy. And so far, it's working out pretty well. These first few will get to me, but then hopefully we're back on the, they don't get a swing on us. Oh, I didn't see we generated a skill boost. 15%. Extra skills are still extra skills, be they large or small. Cruising right through this hallway. Alright, we might be getting almost through this hallway now. Yep, it'll be these two, and then there'll be like three in this next little past we get that alcove, or not alcove, but where it narrows right there. And it's usually where it jumps up a maturity or two. Yeah, now we're up to alpha from the dominance. All right, moving in. All right, looks like there's only a couple left after this guy. And then we'll be in that final room where the boss will spawn, I believe. All right, here comes the final room for us. Then a boss mob. Then the treasure chest. But there are a few in here that we're going to have to work through. And that'll take a second or two. Alright, now we're thinning this hallway out. Alright, let's see if this spawns the boss, or if there's a couple more on the back end we can't see yet. Option B. Oh, it's this next room we have to clear before the boss. And here I thought we were about to be at the boss already. Oh, that was kind of a big hit. Alright, now it's time for a boss. And we're going to go ahead and put on our Mayhem armor just in case. There he is. Alright. Up to the door we go. So open up the treasure room so we can see what we got. Almost got that codex. Just a couple of percent to go. Box number 1. Oh, see, there's a weapon. Little pistol. Not amazing DPS, but it's a good starter gun. Oh, there's some common loot and some tokens. And so that gives us about 200 tokens plus a bunch of common loot and that little pistol from this run. So that's not a bad run on the two. I was hoping to get a piece of armor, but they're pretty rare. So it's no surprise we didn't get one there. And then we're going to come down here and talk to the quest giver to get our reward here. That's the person to upgrade the armor. That's for the magic carpet. And there's the middle person. Boom, there's our dexterity, which happened to give us a new rank. And this is where we're going to wrap up our instance crawling today. I hope everyone is having an amazing day. Stay epic.